Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is officially episode 7. We are here. This episode should be called We Them Boys. Hola.
We Them Boys.
Yeah, so karibuni sana. Thank you everyone who keeps engaging with our content. Those of you who watch, like, share, subscribe, comment. We really, really appreciate it. And on that note, we have some very wonderful news. When we started this thing, it was just for us to have conversations. And we noticed that people actually engage with our conversations.
Yes.
And it is our honor, ladies and gentlemen, to announce that episode 1, 2, 3, 4 have all hit 1,000 views.
Whoa! Ni kwa sababu ya watu kama nyinyi, our fellow fans. I was going to do that Kiswahili poem, but inaonekana siko ready.
Wanafunzi, walimu,
na mgeni mheshimiwa, asanteni kwa kupatia 1,000 views.
What was the adjudicator called in Swahili?
What is?
Adjudicator called in Swahili.
Hey.
Buddha. You came to the wrong name.
Sorry, man.
Right? Kiswahili
Kitukuzwe.
We have
One
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Adjudicator.
Adjudicator.
Anyway, whatever the adjudicator is called, 1,000 views on all our episodes is no mean feat, and we're actually very excited.
That's a milestone, man.
Maze,
Well done, guys. Well done.
Four episodes.
and 1,000 people.
That's so dope. Thank you guys. Thank you. Like as in from the bottom of our hearts, asanteni sana. Mbaka gift amekam.
Is the gift that keeps on giving.
For sure. I always say that, man.
What a friend we have in gift.
All I know, I don't carry sins.
No, you do.
Wait, I don't know how this show is going, man.
More about how he carries our things.
Bro,
we
man.
are about to know.
Dude, I don't know in whose hands I'm safe. No, yours for sure. I know yours
Well,
for sure,
in
man.
gift hands, we are safe.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why you're here.
Yeah.
So,
Man,
as for you, we don't know.
I'm nervous as hell, bro. I'm just saying.
Is there anyone who carries your sins?
I mean, I can't say that publicly, bro.
As you said, there's always a friend.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yo, so
What it is?
today we have the man himself.
What up, man?
Yeah. So, I mean, the two of us go without any introduction. But today we decided to have someone who's very dear to us. And let me speak for myself. Someone who's very dear to me. Because I don't know about John. on that side. But I don't. I might be speaking on behalf of someone. So yeah, we had because we're talking about Friends. This is part 2.
Friends
of
part 2.
the Friends episode. So
The friend zone.
Jumping
up the friend
ding
zone.
ding 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 ding. Hey, I'm
Ding, ding,
a
ding,
boy. So part 2 of the Friends episode, and we decided to bring in an actual friend. Because the two of us are friends and we've talked about it.
What's on part 1? Just the two of you guys.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
You could make it if you try. But I'm here.
Just the two of us. So we decided to bring in a friend of ours. So just introduce yourself, tell us about yourself, and then we'll get into it.
All right, man. So, hi, guys. My name is Gift Mirie Maura. I am a son to a mom and to a dad. I have 2 brothers, Amani and Baraka. I'm a philanthropist. I give free advice to the needy.
Hey.
I'm joking, man. So I do marketing communications. I've been a good friend of Richie for a couple of years. Johnny is closer to me by distance. He's a closer neighbor, man.
It's okay.
No, but I'm happy to be here.
In the first episode, we were just discussing and we were trying to understand what friendship is, and from our understanding. Because if we start looking at the dictionary and all those things, we'll find how we've fallen short of being a friend to someone, or we are not the kind of friends that we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And the one question that we had when we were finishing the show was, do you think you're a good friend?
Oh, wow. I'd like to consider that I am.
Right.
Based on the example that I've been given by other guys who I say are good friends to me.
Yeah.
I feel friendship just rotates around 3 things. There's intentionality, there's vulnerability, and last but not least, there is an inconvenience element of friendship.
That's interesting. What does that mean? What would...
I think friendship always comes at a cost. Eh?
Yeah.
If you're a true friend, it will come with a cost element of it. Because if you do things according to your time of convenience or your ability to do certain things which you say I can only do something when I'm comfortable.
Right.
It doesn't come to an end.
Okay.
I think true friendship for me, like I said, intentionality is you have to purpose in your life and say, Rich is going to be my friend. So things that matter to us going to do together, or things that matter to him that are going to make his life easier, possibly even maybe at my expense, I can help him in that sort of thing.
Okay.
I like that.
Like sending him 5K urgently.
Immediate.
Bro, unaomba fare tena. Ni nini? Yeah. So I like the element of people who are my true friends. I find them that one they're able to inconvenience themselves. Like guys, you can call last minute at night and say,
Yeah.
bro, I've come at somewhere, please come.
Yeah.
Or someone saying, hey, bro, manze, like so Rich and I, on top of being Kanye and JV fans, we actually like Team Ferrari in Formula 1.
Scuderia, this is our season.
I'm just saying,
After years of torment.
yeah. An intentional friend will get me Ferrari shoes before, because my birthday comes before yours. I just wanted to say that, man.
Hey.
So I've officially rescinded my support for Ferrari. I think I'll move back to
I mean,
Red
I can
Bull.
take Red Bull as well. It's all right.
I'll buy you
Just
a
not
Red Bull.
Hamilton.
That's enough.
There's also richness in friends. I need to add that as a fourth point.
They gotta be rich.
Yeah, be balling, man. Anyway, so like I said, vulnerability.
Yeah.
I think true friendship for me is an element of I'm able to express my uncomfortable moments, talk about what I'm hurting, what I'm aspiring to do, and actually now be in a space where I can actually honestly trust you that sort of information.
Yeah.
And given that sort of information back, it becomes now a very fruitful friendship for me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of, I think those 2 points were very huge in the last episode. Vulnerability is one of them because, I mean, if you can't be vulnerable with your friends, there's nothing. You have to question your authenticity. Yeah. Even just being, I remember putting this point across, being there for your friend, not necessarily just because they want to be there.
Correct.
Just you have to be there for your friend because I don't believe like I need to be able to call you. I need to be able to come to your crib and tell you, hey, my guy, things are thick at home. Let me chill here for a few days, whatever. I know, as you said, it can be an inconvenience, but it should be one of those things that you're open to doing. And saying, you know what, it doesn't matter what it is. You're my pal. Come through, chill. I know I've done that for a lot of my, like my house. I've told people, and I've told you guys as well.
Yeah.
You and Memo.
It's open.
My house is open. Come through. If you want, because I know there are some places you can go and you enter the place like this and you're just like, I can't chill, I can't deal with this nonsense that's here. I've opened my house to tell people, guys, come. You can chill in the compound. I don't have to disturb you. Fridge is there. You can take whatever. We don't even have to talk.
Let me ask you a personal question.
Yeah.
As a friend. So which day do you make chapos? That's the day. I'm gonna have some distress on that day, man. Hey, Johnny, I could need some help, bro. I could need some help, man. Goodbye, man. Dude, I'm counting on you. I don't know who can
I'll
sort
tell
me,
you
man.
before I tell the whole world when I'm making
You'll
chapos and they
find
come
people
to
at your door on a specific
I'm like,
day.
you just said any day, anytime, come to my fridge. I just want to know which day is safe, Bala.
Those guys who show up to your house and you're like, "Ay."
See Leo.
when guys call you, hey, Nyaje, where are you? I'm not at home. You don't disclose that.
Bro,
I'm not at
Bala.
home. No, see, where are you? No, I'm not at home. You just know I'm not at home.
No, I just wanted to find out where you're, because I can see your car.
Yeah.
I see go home.
Let's go home. I like what you mentioned about opening up your house to your friends because one of my very good friends, their house, they had a spare bedroom, and there's a time I actually was there, and they named that room Richie's room. Like so,
Is it because you went there?
because I didn't even go there all the time. I was there for I think a weekend. Yeah. So and then they were just like, oh, by the way, because they didn't have a name or a reference for that room. Now it just became, hey, Richie's room. So it's at Richie's room. Go pick it's at Richie's room. So that type of friendship, I like what you've actually mentioned because I've also gotten to experience it, and it's a very practical thing to do, and it's important for everyone to feel safe with their friends or have a safe space amongst their friends. Yeah. So whether it's physically in terms of their shelter or it's emotionally or, just that social connection, let us be a safe space for one another as friends.
I don't know if it's, sorry to interject, sorry, I don't know if it's a related story. I was actually watching the news today. So Jimmy Wanjigi was in Moranga doing some campaign stuff. Right. And talking about how him and Baba used to be very close. So he said when they were doing the swearing in, the mock swearing in, He's the one who actually drove together. Then afterwards, for a week, he stayed at his house.
But now.
I mean, that was then. This is now.
I mean, again, and that's one of the dynamics that friendship has.
Yeah.
I mean, you're friends today, tomorrow, things
Like
have just...
sticking your neck out for
you know,
your guy. I get
then
it.
all of a sudden things just go apart.
They evolve.
But when you look at their context as politicians, it's a whole different ballgame as well.
I mean, the dynamics are different.
They're
for
not
them,
true friends or enemies in politics. That's
Nothing
what they say.
permanent, man.
Because one way or another, these guys are going to team up as long as it's for their convenience. Yeah, as long as it's for their convenience. There's a lot of marriages for convenience in politics, which is a topic.
Again, there's also convenience in friendships. I mean, if I realize, okay, I know now Gift does marketing, and I'm like, okay, I'm sure he looks for, cinematographers and stuff like that. Yeah. Then the next thing is like, yo, Gift, what's up? How you doing? Let me buy you coffee, because I know it's going to come back, which happens a lot with people nowadays. It's more of, I know Gift is in a place of power or position that can help me somehow. Whatever he does may affect me or help me. So the next thing for me to do is, hey, yo, Gift is out. Come, let me buy you coffee. Or, hey, yo, Gift, where are you? Let me come and visit. But it's not really genuine visiting on genuine.
That's the problem. That now brings in the element of, I can start mistrusting you because whenever you call, I know, this guy just wants a gig. This guy just wants a connection, you know. So there's no, I can't see your phone call and feel, we are just going to talk and catch up about it.
There's only like one friend who calls you, and it's like our killy quick one in whatever context you're in. It's always,
so, Daktari, so my son is.
But Daktari, how are you?
But I think sometimes
so my cousin,
it's important. To have those kind of people, and like in terms of just knowing that every time they call you, it's because there's like a problem you need to solve for them, or there's a problem that they need you to solve. So you see the call and you're just like, okay, I know this one is just okay. Yo, is that? Yeah. What's the problem? Okay, so let me see what I can do.
But don't you think that friendship now turns into such a mechanical,
transactional? It's very transactional kind of thing.
Again, it's inconvenience to me, but I'm being there for that person.
But at what extent, though?
Okay, now
one-off,
10,000 kila siku, that's
it feels so inconveniencing in a bad way. It's not inconveniencing from a point where I want to help.
It's actually an enabling sort of thing.
You're actually enabling that guy to use you. Because that, again, brings in an element of, this guy is literally using you for their own benefit. There's no element of symbiotic relationship there. You've probably not been
never
talking.
A day that you are the one who
you've
calls.
never been talking, or you don't talk, or you're not even catching up with one another. You don't even know what's going on in each other's lives. But every time they call, it's about, yo, I need you to help me with this. I need you to help me with this. So I feel like it brings in some element of mechanical friendships, and then at some point, I'll see your phone calls and I'll stop answering. Let me tell you, to be honest, there are guys who I know, when they call me, it's money. So there's some numbers I see, I don't answer. Because I'm tired of oh, sorry, I can't do it now. Oh, sorry, I can't help you now. Or, let me see what I can do. Yeah.
Again, now looking at that now, the kind of friendships that we aspire to have. I think one of the things that we wanted to do in this part 2 was, how many friends do you think is important to have, and what are these kind of friends that a guy, for example, Gift, should have? Like, how many friends should you have, and which kind of friendships are these that one should have? Is it 5? Is it 10? Is it 3? And then is it BFFs? Is it, because I remember we alluded in the first episode, we alluded to the fact that there's friends with benefits, which is what we've just talked about. Now guys who just know, I'm here for whatever.
I look. Hey. I just wanted you. I want you to clarify, bro.
Yeah.
But hey, the friends, benefits, hey.
But
benefits differ,
yeah. But as well. Let's not pretend like it's not there.
Yeah, man. It's like medical covers. Everyone has different benefits, man. Think about it. Yeah. Some go for premium, I go for basic.
Hey, na premium no inalipa.
What can I say? I'm sorry.
We digress. Yes.
But we're now going.
We don't talk about Bruno, no. Jada, we don't touch.
Keep my
wife's name.
So
Let's go.
Gift, I don't know. Do you have How many? Okay, let's just
Across the board.
across the board. But no, but let's focus on gift just a bit.
Let's go.
Our guest, our
Let's
special
go.
guest,
Above the
special
head.
friend.
I'm my best day down Nanga Instagrams. Happy birthday, Nani.
Now, let me tell you, how did this my bro?
Happy birthday, Mama. Sis, it's been a minute.
It's been a
My
minute, yo.
best friend, Nini. Hey,
Hey.
are these friend zones?
Let me tell you first, an open secret.
Okay.
If I ever call you guy, my guy, if I ever call a babe mama, I have no clue what your name is at that moment. At that moment. It's escaped my mind. In fact, this guy thing for Urban Dictionary. Sura najua, lakini jina.
It reminds me of the joke about the old couple who kept on calling each other babe, honey, love. And the guy was asked, he was so sweet, why is it that you keep on calling your wife this pet names and whatnot? She was like, because I forgot her name 10 years ago.
Afraid of asking.
I can't.
So I'll tell you, so I have class of different friends. Okay. So my friendship is not based on how long we've known each other or what you do, that sort of things. How paths crossed was another story. It's that dynamic. How we are relating now is a different things. So I have friends who have been very, very intentional from guys I knew from the get-go. The two guys that I knew from the get-go since I met them would be friends for life. Right. So one is a guy called Gabantu. Right. You guys know Gabantu? Yeah. There's a guy called Dwayne. Yeah,
Gabantu, we
want a party!
This is for you, Gabantu.
Shout out to my nigga. You can cut on the show.
Nigga is not cut.
I guess we can show.
Okay, just say.
You're white sensitive. All right, so guys like one of the guys I met in campus, clicked from day one, doing business together now, like life evolves that sort of way. There's a guy called Dwayne. I met him just down the road when he used to work at in advertising at Ogilvy. From the first moment we joined, clicked. To date, we're very good friends. Right. But then the guys who you've said, you build friendship. So Richard and I have been friends since we're toys, since Sunday school.
It was really through our parents first.
Actually. So through, and you know, there's actually a study that I was reading. One of the dynamics of friendship is proximity. So you realize, if guys go to school together, these guys become your friends based on you see them on a regular basis.
That aspect of understanding, like even the decisions you've made and the types of things that you have done towards aligning yourself, like now you're supporting certain things and you're doing certain things. It's a lot of it stems out of friendships. And so like even for us with what we actually started with this show, it's simply because we're friends and we've been talking about this for quite a while. So we decided, you know, let's do it. So, I mean, that brings an element of what we wanted to discuss today. Like, what types of friends? Because we've mentioned, Johnny asked, how many friends do you think is enough friends or is acceptable? And then the types of friends that at least every man needs. Because I'm sure there are things that cut across the board. We do have differing opinions on the types of friends we want, but I'm pretty sure there are those elements that cut across the board that we can agree on that for sure you definitely need, especially as a man. You need this type of guy, you need this type of friend, you need this type. So, I mean, so to start us off, like what would you consider as enough friends, like acceptable?
In number? So I have a team of maybe like 6 guys.
Team.
Yeah. So I have my lineup, like I have a team of 6.
Is this, sorry to cut you short, but is this based on the principle about the casket?
No.
It's not. Okay, because that's also something that other people
use.
use.
Actually, that is actually a good formula to use. Yeah. So for me, I have like 6 to 8 guys that I count on. I know that I can call them for specific things, but also you can't cluster them all together. You see, like how, I mean, going a bit spiritual here, I just want to shake some feathers for those guys who have seen me somewhere. I just want to remind them of my roots. You might have seen me somewhere. Somewhere next door. That was not me.
Saved by grace.
Yeah.
The guy next door.
Yeah. You know, some guys told me some chemical elements such as mercury. I was not me. I just want to remind you.
You're testing it.
Yeah. Before I knew Hurlingham, you know, nowadays, when I tell guys the problem is growing up in Nairobi in this age now, you know Nairobi through clubs, not churches. Because you know, back in the day,
Tamasha.
you know,
Pale that
like, hey,
Electric Avenue.
at your wedding, heading where? To
That place,
Hurlingham.
that place Tamasha is. That
Hey, but you know now you used to like tell guys, man, hey, you're going to Wali? Just Wali Rodama? Nowadays, I ask them, man, we've got blackies. So,
You don't Peter Blackies. You
look at the blackies, you know, Baba. You want to know, Baba?
Kitambo it used to be. Now you see where
NPCs.
Right there.
Unajua DOD.
how things have
You
changed.
don't even you don't know DOD, but you know sit up. You know sit up.
You don't Peter Bapo.
There's a girl Kwanza, there's a tiny for my, no, there's a tiny for million. There's a tiny for million. There's a tiny for million money. Out of jail.
Things have changed.
Man, dude, man, I can't even remember the question. No, friends.
So yesterday we told
Oh, yeah, so biblically, let's go.
Yeah.
So you remember how Christ had his people, right? So Christ did his miracles with 5,000 guys, and we've seen those 5,000 people. I mean, at Shin City and everywhere else, you'll see them. But the guys he commissioned, that time he commissioned 72 guys. That part. Told them you can go cast out demons, step on whatever, other sort of things. Then he had his core team of 12 guys, who he called the disciples. And he knew them all by name, and they mentioned all by name because they're important to him. After the 12, there was a 3. So, I think everyone has close, so it doesn't have to be 3. For me, I feel it's like maybe 6 guys that I can confide in sort of things. But the interesting thing about it is you realize you're 6 and someone's 6 are not the same.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So, for example, if I'd say my top 6, so let me give you a case example. The guys who have been, guys, I've done 9 weddings in 3 years. Right?
It's like 3 weddings every year.
Yeah, on average. And we're joking with someone, hey, ukifikia suit number 13 ni yako, hiyo ni yangu. Hey, you know, I said this when I was on wedding number 3. Thinking like it's 7 years. Now I have another one next week,
That's 10.
which is 10.
So you have 3 more to go.
I have John Edward, you'll get to know who he is, and I have another friend of mine called
those are
Wakili. 12.
Risasi imebaki ngapi?
Moja! Lena maliza lali! Usiseme maliza kitu. Usiseme kitu. Sisi ni wanaume. Haya.
Suti imebaki.
So, a lot of guys would come in for their weddings to be on the lineup. They're my friends, my boys. We're very good friends from Campo, just from general life. Like, I don't even know if I'd have them on my lineup, number 1.
Yes.
Let alone consider them for best man. You get what I'm saying? I've been where place guys tell you, hey bro, you're in contention. He says that you or this guy, gonna be best man. Man, no,
And
this
you're
guy
free
is
to
also like
seed.
number. Naturally, say like option number 14 is in the reserve team. What is for?
Still in the academy.
Bro, ako academy bala.
Trials.
Hey, and I was still giving Maguire a chance to behave. And it's so interesting because, like, now you consider life differently.
Yeah.
There are times whereby I'd be like so distant with someone like my bro.
Yeah.
But then at times later on, I feel like, hey, my bro is one of my closest friends in life.
Yeah.
Like if anything were to happen, I can bank on this guy for certain things. Other times you'd feel, hey, this guy is too far removed. Eh? He's like, no, Akina Harry and Meghan in the pecking order, bana. Like, hey, it's like, you know, like Harry's toys, no one know their names. Yeah. No one knows, hey, they're not even called Prince anything there. Harry's toys. That's a thing, bana. But for me, I feel like maybe for myself, 6 to 8 people. Okay. Maybe like 3 or 4 that I call now personal friends. The guys who are like 2 or 3 for drop anything at any time, come running for you, sort of things. Because I feel they would actually do the same thing now for me, that sort of element. Yeah.
I know that's been bone of contention, especially the guys in the crew. Like how many people would you call?
Do you think it's also based on people's like personalities and stuff?
It is.
It is. The guys who can't function with a crowd.
Yeah.
I guess, I know me I love crowds.
We know.
Yeah.
So,
I just want to declare, come 2027.
oh, unaangalia.
Naangalia manze.
Sawa. Don't use this platform as that nini. But anyway, it's just one of those things where, and I think it's important to know, especially where you lie, because yes, you might have this group of 6 people or 8 people or 3 even, and they don't have an impact that you want in your life, or you are not even that impactful in their life, you know. So like, there's no reason of even having those 3 if there's no again, reciprocation. There's no bond whatsoever. You can have 6 people, and these people are just normally for sherehe.
Yeah.
You know, and when serious things come, they're not the first people you look up. Which is where the problem is. You know, you're just there, drinks. Ukipiga nini nani nataka kupiga nani simu. You look at your phone and you're like, hey, these are the guys I hang out with the most.
Can I tell something which is very random, yeah? So you know how you say you cluster people and that sort of things. Yeah. So I mean, it's not public knowledge, but you guys know. I was running a bit late for today's show. Yeah. I had a friend who had an accident. Right. He was in Anduzi and he got hit by a car and he fell. So the funny thing is, the guy called me and told me, dude, I'm not called anyone. You're the first guy I thought of calling. And then I'm like, what?
Like you're shocked. You're like, you don't
Boss, I was going to carry.
Why always me?
Why always me, man? So, shout out to Balo, man.
Go Balo.
And let me tell you, when he called, the first thing that hit my mind was like, hey, Balum said many rank. Siwezi mangusha. And the interesting thing, I was going to a friend's bachelor party, the one who's wedding number 10, that I'd organized for him with the best man. Yeah. So I was like, okay, you know, I had to start weighing friendship at the time. Right. So why do I matter more? Because I'm like, the crowd is good and I'll come and hype and I'll MC your gig and I'll be happy and that sort of things. Yeah. But the guy who's in Hosi, who's even drowsy, who wouldn't remember that I was there, he don't really leads me there. Yeah. To run around, to get insurance covered, to get the doctor, to make makelele for the nurses, like this guy needs another injection of morphine and that kind of things. Yeah. And it made me realize at that time for like, when I said friendship is inconveniencing, it's very inconveniencing. Yeah. Because for my part, I could have been elsewhere having a good time.
Could have been anywhere else in the world.
But you're here with me, the school for my ego. Listen to the remix, Kanye. All right.
That's why he
episode ya leo.
Yay to my jet.
Let's do it.
Hii episode ya leo nita float, but it's okay. Umeona?
He's alright.
Yeah.
It's alright.
All these cameras, man.
Hinge yachts.
Photoshoot fresh, looking like what?
I'm about to call the paparazzi on myself.
At least you're najua.
Masikio.
At least you're najua. At least you're najua.
All right. So, but also on inconveniencing, I was late. I inconvenienced you guys. And you had to make an adaptation for me in that sort of way, which I'm grateful for. But that's kind of thing hata kuna dish huku, hakuna kitu wanadu. Clear tu. Kuna story.
We can end the episode there.
Wow.
Buddha, talk to me well, man. Talk to me well, man.
You know next week.
I know a guy.
A gift. Kuja nikubaye coffee. Uko kwa studio.
Do you know that's the first thing you also come to see? So we all have a guy who's a guy who knows a guy kind of thing.
Yeah.
But also, do you know you're that guy to someone else?
Yes. Yes.
So there's someone who will be like, Rich will be the guy for that. The guy is like, yeah, Rich is the go-to guy for this.
For everything.
You know what I'm saying?
So they're thinking about it, yeah.
I think for Johnny as well, for like, I might not have thought of Johnny as my first option, but someone is like,
but there's someone who knows.
Someone who's
boss called Johnny.
Yeah.
And I mean, that even just shows the different degrees of, I'm not even degrees, the different clusters or types of friends that guys have. So one of them, of course, is you guy, my guy, I know a guy. Yeah.
Which is what, I honestly feel that is one type of friend that every man needs.
You need to.
Like you need a guy who knows a guy.
And also you need to be the guy.
Gava. Who do I talk to?
Boy, my boy Johnny, brother.
I got you.
They have a guy, in case.
Just saying.
And he's actually jolly. He's actually jolly, brother.
There's also those people for. You know, I actually know
a guy.
You know, not for.
What did you say? Immigration.
I actually know. Don't worry. I got you. I actually know a guy. You know, like watch a let me get home. But now those are the fake ones. The ones who let me get home, then they never send that number. Then you have to keep going.
Then him has to know other guys.
Those uncles who told you to send them your CV.
But they come.
Then I sort of for ikutala video biltao. Hey, I send your CV to several guys. Then you tuma. Ulisa ku attach. Oko attach.
Let me tell you that kasi
Give it 2-3 weeks.
When go
to
those guys are never serious.
I'll call them.
Did you put the dot?
Dot Maura. But
Did you put the dot?
There's also the okay. So there's I know a guy.
Yeah.
Then there's also the I believe that a very important person to have or a very important friend to have is I call them the no lie guy. The person who will not BS you.
It's called give me real, no
Yes.
chaser.
There
No
you go.
chaser. Give me a real thing.
I'm straight, you know, they'll tell you, over here, they'll, you know, in the crowd, they'll be like, yeah, ha, ha, ha. You go to the
But
corner,
on the
like, my guy,
side,
Yeah.
up ordination.
Yeah.
Let's just be
what were you
honest.
thinking?
You know, what are you thinking?
Oh,
You know, what
yeah.
are you-
And also it comes out of a place of love. Or
Yes.
Which a
And they
lot
want
of
to see you
people
prosper.
might. Yeah. It's not that I'm criticizing you or I don't want the best for you, but I'm actually telling you because I care.
Yes.
So I'm telling you the truth. This thing will not work.
You
and this
can't
is not
handle the
right.
truth.
You know, there's a guy who used to do that for me. He used to be the real, I call him the real guy, no chaser.
Yeah.
In, I think, post campus, undergoing to farming, because I felt everyone was doing this thing. And you know, MK from Classic 102. Shamba.
Because
We can't mention.
We cannot mention.
Hey, no, we may be antagonizing our future sponsor. Let's call him MK. So MK used to sell shambas at that time, remember? And he started a greenhouse.
Yeah.
And then I was
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
started thinking, I'm like, hey, I told this guy, bro, give me 25, I'll be a millionaire serious.
Yeah.
He kept telling me, boss, listen, you can't work. The mathematics in I said, hey,
But
MK said.
oh, your little face. Hey.
why are you trying to stomp me out?
Ah, you can't, Maze. And I told him, Maze, may I refer to scripture? Hebrews 11:6. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. I don't think God was pleased with the results he gave out. He didn't look at it and say it was good.
Just like
As I, but.
just stop it.
And I remember,
And though it tarries,
It's not right.
come to pass.
boss, let me tell you, weeping can endure for more than a night.
But for a greenhouse,
Not just for a
Greenhouse.
to endure.
And I know, and dude, I was kind of, by the way, kind of like 6 guys. And we, most of the motivation speakers, man. I started my chicken business with one feather. That kind of thing. Boss, we were gonna told ourselves, let's do this, an eighth, but we're like 8 guys. How do you cut our chums, Ghana, stuff like that one? And I remember this guy came and told us, hey, I don't think you guys are ready for this, and you're not researched well. If you've seen an opportunity, you've jumped onto it. I remember when it failed, I went back to him and told him, hey, my guy, Nabi,
No, that's when you
mighty
go back.
prophet,
Now
mighty
you
prophet,
did.
mighty
Man
prophet,
of God.
man of God, mighty prophet. Said, "Panguze, street to them." And I asked him, bro, hey, how do you know this? He says, first, I've been there and I've seen several guys gone down that route. But also, the problem is he could also anticipate what's going to happen based on your arrogance to learning, your arrogance towards I already know what to do, and not asking for like I can control certain factors that you can't control. And I agree with you. Sometimes those guys, in fact, a lot of times they're very important in your life because the guys will tell you real advice, and for them it's like a thing for like whether you do it or not, they'll be there. But they're like, dude, I made the conscious decision of letting you know first, and that's why it's important for them.
It reminds me of if you watch Billions, Bobby Axelrod's speech to his wife. Like, there's a business the wife wanted to start. She didn't listen to his advice, and then she started it and it failed.
Which is season what?
I think it was season 2 or 3.
South Africa.
There's a motivational speech that Axelrod gave his wife. You guys should you can actually YouTube it because it really stands out. You don't even need a context. You just need to watch it on YouTube. And it covers what you're saying about what the guy was actually telling you guys. You had not prepared well for this thing. You did not listen to what I was saying. You had no unique cutting edge factor about it. Like, there's a lot of things that, they say and you need to hear, but sometimes you just don't listen, But the beauty about it is he still stayed in your life. Like, he didn't cancel you or go like, this guy doesn't listen to me. There's no point of me being here with them. So, and I think that is something that I'm trying to learn also, because I have learned that I can have grace for people, but once I check out, I check out. Like once I check out completely. So learning how to be that friend who still sticks by your side, even though you're not listening to me. Like, there's someone, I'm not going to mention.
Mention them.
I can't.
Mention them.
You know who they are.
Give them the moment of fame.
So I cannot
Give them 15 seconds of fame.
But they just didn't listen to me over something that I told them not to do.
Yeah.
They went and did it again. And so I was just like,
So when they said Swale joined News in
Bruh.
81.
Shout out
Don't
to
ask
Sly.
Google. Ask me, I'm here. I'm here myself. Ask me, brother.
Yeah, so there's that element of the type of friend who, you know, is a bit more knowledgeable than you are, but they still guide you, and it's a very important friend to have. But another friend I think we should all have is like someone who you would consider a wingman. You see, we have the no-lie friend. He gives you straight, no chaser, no cover-ups, nothing. But I feel like that guy can also intertwine with the wingman in this sense, that this is someone who can be present in all stages of your life. You can still hang out, you can still open up to them, you can still talk to them, you can have fun, you can have serious moments, you can have those dark, vulnerable moments together, but you're still comfortable enough to know that whichever space I am in, I know this guy fits right into my life. So whether we're going through like an existential crisis, I'm having like say quarter life crisis or midlife crisis, I don't know who to talk to, things are not working out, I know I can talk to this one guy. If I know I just want to go out and have fun, I can talk to this guy. If I know I am on a spiritual journey, and I tell them, yo, I'm trying to change this about my life, I'm trying to realign this, I'm trying to connect deeper with this, you know you can count on them to be there for you and also support you through it. So I think that is one really critical element of friendship that every man should have in at least one guy.
This guy single, married, older, younger?
Yeah, so it can. I prefer that you're in the same age group. I prefer that you're in the same age set because I mean, I can't now randomly call a 60-year-old or a 40-year-old and I'm like, hey,
1 minute.
20.
Let me take my
Simifika my guy.
Watch and chikue dentures.
You know, my wife was going to a chama meeting. I am going to call you back as soon as she comes.
Let me do this.
So let's not stress them. Yeah. Let's not stress them. But you should be at least in the same age set. And if, say, you're settled in life, like you have a partner, you're married, they could be single, they could be married, but both of you should be aligned, such that when you're uprooting him from his plans and his comfort zone, and you are leaving, you both are aligned, such that there's no ripple effect back. Yeah. So it could be someone who's single, it could be someone who's not single, married.
And single guys give the best advice.
It just
they always give the best advice until it's not the best.
They always, hey, me kwa bro.
Me no agree. Unacheki.
Alafu ile Lupita behind Bill. Esa mimi hivyo.
Yaani umeambia they know
bro.
Ingekuwa mimi.
No, bro na kaima dema na bonga jana moja ni wako hivi.
Siwezi kubali.
Siwezi.
But you know, if they're single, the better. Yeah. Because they're more free.
They're just,
you know, there are no social commitments. You can't just start telling them, oh, I can't come, you know, my kids. First of all, kids who?
Get out. Get
20.
out of the house, 20.
Oh, my wife. Which one?
Out.
Last I checked.
You are playing with Nani. There are too many women in Instagram. You have no idea.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it works. It can work out really well.
So there's wingman, there's one contentious one that I think we need to discuss before we close. Exes.
I ain't tryna be your ex. Don't call me your ex. Hey, let me tell you, right? Shout out to Karen Barton, bro.
1 in a million.
Richie.
1 in 3 minutes.
Yo. Richie.
Is that contentious?
This is where the contentious.
Okay, hold on.
The issue about being.
Hold on. I'm to channel my judge KDJ. All right, let's go. Shout out to you.
The issue about being friends with your ex. So we're not saying this is a type of friend a man needs, but friends with your ex. Yay or nay?
I mean, let me hear that. I'm the Swahili educator. What do you say? No. Wait, never Google that thing, was it? We need to that thing, Bala. I don't educator if it's Swabala.
It's Swahili.
Yeah.
It's not JG.
JG?
It's a judge.
JJ.
I just remember the part, Nico Bombele Yako. I don't know okay before that one. Another guy who used to, you know the guy who used to do the door?
Yes.
Mwamuzi, yeah, okay.
Wow.
All right, I'm the Mamuzi. KDJ.
No, we just wanted.
Okay, let me hear what your thoughts are.
No, because it's going to compromise.
Oh, really? My
Yes.
opinion. Okay.
We just want to hear it because we've had this conversation.
Okay.
So we just want to hear. What do you think
So first of all, I don't know what the bias is first. So first of all, I'm very good friends with my exes. I don't sever ties. And necessarily, I think we've had instances whereby we've had shared memories, shared experiences, and by the time we come to the end of the road, still she can't let go.
End of the road. You can't let go. You don't
natural.
belong to me. That's how you are.
It's a natural. So, personally, I feel I deal with it on a case-by-case basis, right? Like guys who, by the way, you just wanna, you don't have to wait until the end of the year, you cut them off, right? But some guys, you look at it and say, you know what, you can actually have some very good friendships in a different context away from being in a loving sort of vibe, right? For me, two things always come to mind. Number one is, are we able to respect each other? And the situation I want to get in together, in the future. So if she's with someone else, I'm with someone else, we're able to respect and give each other that sort of cordial respect and that sort of things. But number two, are we also genuine friends to each other? Yeah. So I feel there's some exes who can literally tell you the truth that you don't want to hear. Yeah. Your current one, or the guys within your friends are trying to be kissases, politically correct. They're not trying to shake the boat. Yeah. But your ex has nothing to gain.
Yeah,
and nothing to lose.
And nothing to lose completely. Yeah.
She'll tell you about
That's actually the type of person you should fear the
let me
most.
tell you.
Someone who has nothing to lose.
Let me tell you. And you've seen, I don't know if you've seen those, I think it's Big Sean, I could be wrong, on some celebrities who folks are split up. Jimmy Fox.
Oh, yeah.
His folks are split up, but live in the same house as him. And they're such good friends. It's like Blackish.
Yes.
Lawrence Fishburne and his wife.
They've separated from Kitambo, but they live in the same house.
And they give each other dating advice.
Yeah.
And I've been chicks who I've dated before. I've been in a serious relationship with. And they
Can
tell
you believe it? Can you believe Gift has been in a serious relationship?
It's not the media, man. 10 will shock you. We don't have a jacuzzi. Can we not have a jacuzzi?
You don't believe?
I've never swum in the pool though.
Yeah.
And I'm not I'm not very public about my life too much. I don't want to give guys false expectations, false promise. I know you don't want to campaign too soon.
Wow.
But I think I've always had this sort of situation whereby the guys I've been close with and dating, I've had very real conversations with them afterwards. So about even why I asked didn't work, but also certain things. So one of them, a chick I was just in Campo, one thing that she told me later on was, you're too focused on who you want to be, you're not focusing on living in the moment. Mm-hmm. And one thing that came out of it was like, I had a great time in Campo. But then, looking back, I was so focused on my career element of it, not on the fun experience. So I don't think I had a full campus experience. Yeah. Now, she had a great campus experience. Now she's easy, she's working, she has a family, nini. So I felt like that stage, I was like preparing for the next stage instead of enjoying this stage. Going through what she was and she was really telling me bro, first of things you have to understand is you self-sabotage yourself. Because you live in the future as opposed to enjoying the present. For sure, plan for the future, but live in today, right? I've had an ex who's been very, very candid with me and told me, listen, you're an amazing guy. I think your future is bright and that sort of things. But also maybe you think too highly of yourself with certain elements. Yeah. You're fallible. And bro, that thing pains, eh? It's the truth. Because your flaws are there. Yeah. The things, I'd be very judgmental of guys at some point. Now I'm more understanding. Yeah. Yeah. The things you castigate guys for doing, now you indulge in them.
Number one is
I'm like, catch me outside next door. Catch me next door.
Catch me next door.
Yeah, catch me. How about that, man? If you see me and we see each other, you know where we are. Yeah?
I think the bone of contention was, I mean,
First of all, let me just say,
First of all, your context is very different.
we are friends because that is the same perspective I had. My guy, tuko pamoja. Kama Jubilee na ufisadi. But anyway,
issue ilikuwa yao. No, it's not a real issue. It's no, for me, I'm just.
Are you friends with exes?
No, I'm not.
Do you have exes? Let's start from there.
Yeah.
okay.
Where do we start?
There was Brenda Felicia.
Is the Pope Catholic?
Pope Catholic, man. Name them, man. There was Brenda Felicia.
Yes, I do have exes. Again, I think it's one of those things. You know, how did you guys separate? How did you guys end the relationship? You know, was it bad? Was it one of those, hey guys, it's mutual? Because I was friends with one of my exes for quite some time, and then we just fell off because it was just one of those things. Okay, I mean, there's nothing common now after that. Things have just changed. There are others who...
And some friends, I mean, some exes, as much as they're being truthful, can be vengeful.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if you're the one who broke it up, you know.
Exactly.
Or even vice versa. If they're the ones who broke it up, sometimes you feel like, hey, why am I like... Yeah, you're just like, what the hell? So, it depends. For me, I believe it depends on how the relationship ended. The being friends with your ex... I mean, sometimes there's always that thing at the back of my mind. If we can be friends now, I mean, can we try and work it out? It's like,
okay.
yeah, you know. So
okay, yeah.
you get.
Well,
so,
I get that.
For me, I normally, just close that door, finish that story because
You don't do Bruno.
let's not talk about no.
I'ma leave the door open.
Slam it.
Yeah, black.
I agree with the slamming the door part, but like Gift was saying, because that was the same perspective I had about, you know, there are certain elements of your friendship that still stayed true, even beyond the relationship. And it's not about even trying to rekindle the relationship, because there's an element of friendship that remains, because you were friends at some point. And unless it was like, you know, you hooked up and immediately started dating.
Let me ask you guys a question. Now that you guys are married, do you feel like the exes will like set the bench and your mummies surpassed it, that's why you married them? Or do you feel like the exes, and you don't have to answer in from Kara, but do you think the exes who set the bench and the mummies were like,
What a waste.
asking who is Diana? Shout out. But I've always thought about it in terms of marriage relationships, right? Yeah. Because I mean, when you say this is someone I'm gonna marry, like to what qualification do they get? You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, do the past guys set like a benchmark? You know how we have sort of like presidency situations whereby someone says it's a president of Kishapa, the next one should go to this level.
No, but let's be honest.
Or is it too, you know, is it too generalized for a thing?
I don't think it's
Mine is straight up.
generalized.
It's surpassed. Like,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the reason
that's why.
I really don't think there's a lot of answer to this thing, but it's okay. I'll go what you're saying,
I'm
but
giving you the genuine answer. So
no,
it's a
but
past words.
in all truthfulness, the reason that I got married in the first place is I saw I saw potential. No, I saw if I was to compare, if I was put 1, 2, 3, 4, I would say I can see a clear difference out of all of this. No drama. That was one of them for sure. There was no drama. Secondly, it was someone who I saw could hold me down when I was at my worst and at my best. Someone who I know for sure this person has my best interest. At heart. And it's not about it just because there's reciprocation, but just the fact that I love this guy, and the reason I love this guy is because I know I want him to prosper in whatever it is that we're doing. Not necessarily because she has to push me or anything. It's just that, you're going to work today, you need to look good, even before you leave the house. I never had that with a lot of people, except one of them. But I think the point I'm trying to point out is, before I leave the house, there's that thing for, you can't go out there and embarrass me looking like that.
Embarrass.
You can't
Are you not
embarrass.
embarrassed?
You need to
Choma.
It's kind of I'm not taking care of you.
You gotta represent the dick, you gotta represent the crib, man.
But there's genuine love and genuine care and concern out of my wife right now.
Yeah.
So, and if I was to do that comparison and look back again, I would still choose her.
If you had a twin, I'd still choose you. To add on to what you've asked about the benchmark and being surpassed, I agree completely with John. And because you find an element of peace in the person that you've gotten, and you find a certain grade that is higher than anything you've experienced. And so visions align, your lives align, and so you're just like, this is it. That element of settling down, it's a natural process, and you don't feel like, even in comparison, you don't feel the need to compare because you feel this is the best thing that I could possibly get. So you're working towards it and you feel that is the element I was looking for, or that is the X factor, you know? So the X's are X'd because she has the X factor. So chemical.
Akiona X factor itakuwa hard.
Special utonium. And you know, Professor
Plutonium.
Utonium added a
Yeah, special ingredient. It is a concoction.
Chemical X.
So yeah, but as we wrap this up, one other type of friend that we feel is very crucial is a mentor. For every man, I believe it is important for you to have a mentor. Have someone who's older than you, more experienced, more knowledgeable, and it even can coincide with what you were mentioning earlier about the business you started and someone who had advised you. So a mentor at least should be someone you have a relationship with, because I remember there's a time at church we were talking about mentorship, and the guy who was preaching asked, how many of you have mentors? Guys raised their hand. Then he picked one lady from the crowd. Can anyone here tell us who their mentor is? Some lady put up their hand, really excited. Yes, please tell us. Joel Osteen is my mentor. Then the preacher from the pulpit asked, do you know him? Does he know you? So how is he your mentor? I read his books. You have a relationship with your mentor. And it has to be, as we mentioned, the element of proximity. It has to be someone who you can talk to, someone you can call, someone you can actually watch, someone you can learn under, someone who can show you the ropes, someone who can be practical with you, but also maintains the care.
I mean, shout out to anyone who, one of the best advantages I have in life is having an older brother. So Amani is 10 years my senior. Barack always engages himself. He's 3 minutes my senior. So I have to give you a shout out. I have a twin brother who's 3 minutes older, so he's also my elder brother. My brother came in, so I have to say that. Shout out Fresher. But I think one of the things that comes with being an older brother is mentorship, because you can become, when you're younger, your dynamics of relationship always are different. So he's always your superhero kind of brother, but the closer you are to age or closing that gap, and leveling the playing field, you realize someone has his flaws, and his experiences really shape your sort of perspective towards the world, and you learn from them. I think I'm a better person based on what my brother was to me and still is towards me and that sort of things. And one of the things that I've been very privileged to have is brothers, friends who become my big brothers.
Like Faki.
Like Faki.
Call Faki.
So when I say call Faki, I'm confident. I'll wake him up at 3. I'll wake Faki at 3 and say, bro, let's go by. That's what's happening. So, and me, I'm fighting for his as owner. Which year did he release the album? 1 or 2 or 3. Anyway, so guys like Faki, Jason Bruno, Big Ted, having guys who've been guys who can call and say, what would you do in my position? Kanji, Gerald, those kind of people.
This guy is just mentioning
Name dropping.
I mean,
industry
practice.
I just want to thank
Let me tell you.
As a leader, what did you do?
Let me tell you.
That's why this guy is going for politics.
I don't know. But let me tell you, on a very real note, in my 20s, I always wanted to be the guy I know a guy. Based on what my bros were to me, those sort of things. But from 30s, I want to be the guy guys wanted to know. I like a guy who guys want to call that sort of things. Because the key thing that I really loved about it was all the guys I looked up to in terms of my brother and sort of things would be the guys tell them you're my bro. In fact, my bro Amani will tell them, use my name. Say Amani sent me. So cool. Or come say, I'm Amani's kid, bro, get 1 to 3 favors. For me, I feel even as it's worked for me, I'd love to do the same thing for other people. Yeah. So, youngsters such as Andrew over here, but yeah? I can attest. When you go somewhere, tell the watchman.
Gift session.
Gift. Gift mgani huyo? Mgani huyo? Ula makelele?
This happened to us at Gemini. We name dropped someone.
Boss.
In the hopes of getting you.
Boss.
Friend.
Boss.
Malo, unakumbuka?
Mkatolewa.
Ajulikali.
Hey.
But use my name, bala. No, but I get it, man. And also, by the way, on the real, I think even from your peers, you also get to learn a lot from them. Being the wingman and stuff like that one. You guys being my elders just in age and also in terms of having life experience and getting married. It's something that for me, like honestly, like I think even I have conversations with Richie, some real talk conversations about marriage, family, and that sort of things. I get to learn a lot.
Is those good? He has those conversations.
We actually do. We do. Let me tell you the interesting thing about us. Whenever we talk, we don't talk for less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
Imagine.
We do very
Sometimes it's very hard to
Every
understand
time.
like Gift can have serious conversation.
Oh,
trust me.
Unless he's in the office.
Trust me.
My serious calls are not about money. I don't talk about money, but
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
There's elements about
the
him.
things, in fact, for me, the things that I always look at and say, for finance, for family, for relationships, those kind of things, I'm always very keen to learn from people, because one thing is, I love to learn from people's experiences, and even the mistakes that they've made. But also more importantly is I like to make, you know how guys like now Richie has been with several people that I've known. His exes are people that we've known.
We're coming there.
I mean, that's an episode. Ingine. But one
my
thing that
exes
has
live
become
in
very
Texas.
interesting is throughout Richie's relationships, all his exes have been my friends. Right? So I can have very honest conversations for, dude, may I saw this thing working, why didn't it work? And they tell me, boss, me, I don't think it worked for certain reasons.
And it helps to actually have
It
someone
shapes now my
in that
perspective.
space, yeah.
Because I see, and also now that realness of, dude, that times we've had conversations with Richie, and he's had, let's say, a fight with Memo, and it's real. You get? And I'm like, oh, by the way, it's not all rosy. And
Yeah, it's not. There's a lot of reality checks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then there are also situations, I look at when he was getting married, and I was willing to go through his whole journey, like when we went to do the dowry negotiation, I get to see firsthand also how different cultures do that sort of things. So I get to learn that sort of experience. So for me, it's something I really, really treasure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, friendship has its ups and downs dynamics. I mean, we were talking about it in the other episode about how, especially now that we've grown up and adulting has taken over like a good one, where you're talking about intentionality and being intentional with your friendships. And I think that came out very strong in terms of how we both have done our best to keep friendships going, and others that have just fallen off the wagon, and it's just like, you know what, I mean, we can't blame them, because I was telling Richie, Brett Gemali put it very
Our school
clear.
is bright.
Hey.
Were you a bright student?
Was he gifted?
Good one. Good one. You know, he put it, I think the point he was trying to put across was, a lot of people are blaming him or blaming friendship, that, you know, we're not working on our friendship. But when we're younger, we didn't have all these responsibilities that we have now. You know, you have a family, you have a child, you have bills to pay, and the only way to get these things done is either to do, you know, double work or whatever, you know. And now we have to add in friendship. You know, there's a whole lot of dynamics that a lot of people don't understand, you know, and they don't feel like. And I feel like a lot of the times it's people who've not passed through that kind of pressure to understand that, enyewe, this is something that's actually happening. As we wind up, there's a question that I just thought is important to ask. You've been friend with Richie's exes, right? Would you date any of them?
So one, I can't, for reasons that on top of dating my brother, she dated my brother.
Oh, yeah.
For those who know.
Yeah.
There's another that he had, who's also a very good friend of mine. And we've had this conversation with her before. Like, I don't think we're aligned. We'd be unequally yoked.
But if you are aligned,
The Pentecostal. Hey.
Follow me for more spiritual advice.
thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you for
Text
coming to
one.
my
So let me tell you.
2256.
But also the funny thing, as much as Richie is my very good friend, I think I have very different tastes in women.
Okay. So, but if you let me.
I mean, if he dated Rihanna, if he dated Rihanna,
Prosecution
and she gets overruled,
Overruled. If you did have the same taste in ladies,
Uh-huh.
right? And there's one you saw like, yay,
and it didn't work out for them.
yes.
depends on the duration of time they're together. Sometimes they left each other,
Right.
but it wouldn't be a far-fetched sort of option. Yeah.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank
I'm
you.
of the opinion you should never date your friend's ex.
Come
So
on,
here's
Apenda.
where, first of all, everyone is everyone else's exes at some point.
It's just that you don't know them, they're not your friends.
Yeah, but now if you knew
Dude,
everyone,
you know,
would you stop?
I had a chick whose guy was my boy's Anna from Campo,
Yeah.
her ex-guy. And when we just started dating and she showed me who her ex-guy was, I was like, shucks.
Anyway, I believe. Come on, Mependa.
Hey,
Mependa.
You
Dude.
believe what you believe.
Come on,
believe, man.
Mependa.
That's a topic. By the way, we should have another
We
episode for that.
should.
We should have another episode
have
for
a
that.
topic.
So that
for
we
that,
explore the
Can you
dynamics
date
of
your
what we are
ex?
trying to say.
But then,
Your friends' exes.
Your
Let's
friends'
be
exes, not-
keyword.
yeah,
friends.
but
Your
you know, let me
friends'
tell you.
exes.
Hey, let me tell you, if your ex is Rihanna, I mean, maybe he's not my boy, but hey, if Rihanna is willing to get saved,
Inside.
when that guy messes up, I'm a slide in. Hey, stop, man. If things get rocky with them, I'm a slide in. Hey, stop.
Nice
Hey,
one.
stop, man.
Rocky.
I'm a slide in. Hey, stop, man.
Inside.
Wait, advice.
Thank you very much.
Throw a caveat to you guys.
Yeah.
So married guys, married for gonna be a year sometime
It's
this
going to
year.
be sometime this year.
What, 3
2
years?
years, yeah.
Advice to single niggas.
Just advise me.
I mean, you want advice?
Make come na Subaru na Mambaru.
Inaimejaa.
Yeah.
Oh, so, yeah.
Caveat.
Kuanga tu rada, kam na kinini, kibugu.
Enjoy your single life.
Thanks. I want to hear, man. That's what I want to hear.
Enjoy your single life. No, in all honesty, I think a lot of people, I mean, Paul said it. If you can stay single, stay single. But if mahanjams are sumboing you,
Umeshika na mahanjams
no maana kuna miguziko, zezi.
Wait,
Anyway,
guys, first of all, you need to get...
Now, stay single. No, enjoy your singlehood, but I'd say get married because it's going to teach you more about yourself
That's true.
than even your partner.
I was actually going to say that.
I have
Because
learned more
there's-
about me
than
in this short period of
Yeah.
time than
Sometimes you think that you're.
and I can't believe the type of person I am. Sometimes I can't believe it.
You can. Sometimes you're even like, I'm
Guys.
worse. I am a bad guy. I'm
Man, a
bad.
bad man thing.
a bad man.
And it's not in the Rastafari type of thing.
But
It's the character.
the
It just
truth-
exposes you and lays you bare.
Yeah, there's for me, being single is learning who you are when you're about to get in there. There's a lot of people take singlehood to be gallivanting, let's go whatever, but it's supposed to teach you to also just be the right person for the person that you want to be with. And then when you get there, at least with your
Shows
singlehood,
you who you are.
it shows you who you are, and you'll be like, okay, I know that about me because I did spend time with myself, and I know that about me because
You become introspective.
you are aware, So, and when you get married, you're getting married for the long haul, because the people who were single and want to get married immediately start realizing, this is not for me.
Well, they're in love with the idea.
Yeah, they're in love with the idea of
The
getting
image.
married.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, and it's good that Richie has also painted the fact that it's not all rosy, because then you're like, okay, I want to get married because I see people working together in Tao or whatever it is, lovey-dovey,
Pens.
mapenzi wewe,
Aki wewe,
You guys who say me and my wife, everything. and
yeah, my wife and I,
How long
Let-
it takes
let me
actually
ask my
for
wife.
that?
my wife and I.
Let me ask my wife.
Let me ask my wife.
I'll tell
But
my
the best thing I actually like is guys who I've seen it in work and people have really respect. And it's always tactic. When something is bothering at your boss or that one, and it's a big decision to tell me, let me go sleep on it. And they go consult with the wife.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so I'm really.
Well,
that's
they
what
slept on it also.
That's what I'm really envious about, man.
No, your secret come. Sleeping on it.
Make it come. Make sure uko na kinini.
Thank you guys for watching. It's been a real one. Gift. Thank you very much.
Guys, thanks for having me. Congratulations on making it to
1,000 views.
This one makes it, man. The guys. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, man.
3,000.
Like this 3,000, man.
Thank you very much. We appreciate Authentic Cuts for giving us this space. Thank you, Kanyagia. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Chucky. Thank you, Jimmy. Balo nasikia alikamtuku ni nini?
Kulala. Ati alifanya nini?
Amalala. And there's a guy called Amos who's over
Amos.
here. You wanna come to the short, brother?
Jesus special.
The Jesus special. He has a Kikuyu wedding tomorrow. Vile amenyoa,
The cash to match.
vile amechoma, vile amepaka dye.
Nywele mpaka iko hapo inafaa. They should have just put a yellow tip over here to feel like it's burning. Yeah, but thank you very much for coming through. Thank you, Ishmael, for some of the equipment. Thank you, Outbox Ventures, for coming through as well. And yeah. Until the next one.
Share, subscribe, man.
Comment,
Let's keep the conversations
like, share,
going.
subscribe.
Let's keep the
Yeah, what kind of friends do you have? What kind of friends do you like? What kind of friends are you? You know, comment section. Wake up on Danny. Yeah. All right.
You find your friends, share what kind of friend you want. So thanks. Guys, thanks for having me over. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
In the words of showmanship, I hope that's been my time. Time to go, man. I got people to see, places to be, and honeys to. Round two.